draft you could go for. Your Tusk already is going to want to go that Blink Dagger, so if you have something like a Puck that's able to go in and be a complete nuisance, I'm not that keen on Void Spirit as a hero, but something along these lines. Pango as well could be pretty good for Team Secret. We've seen how nicely niche hero as well, so it's not like you don't even need it from the off lane. That hero's always been pretty valued into Mars because you don't care at all about the arena.
10 seconds remaining.
Offers a way to get into that Vengeful Spirit, offers a way to pressure the map and fight with your Tusk.
Really very deliberate banning here. Like, how long did we take for that Viper ban? A good minute and a half from Poppy to take that out in the end.
Yeah.
Liquid.
You got lots to think about with these bans. You're playing against Liquid. This Mars alone, Mickey is more than happy to play it. Right? It's not. You can't just put it on Zai and call it a day. You have to consider these off laners. You have to consider carries. You have to consider mids. They haven't shown a core like confirmed yet on Liquid. Like you don't know where Mars is going.
10 seconds remaining.
And there is that monkey ban leading into Team Liquid's third pick now.
5 seconds remaining.
Hey,
Should just see another support. I think.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't mind another way to deal with this Enigma black hole, just for reliability to kind of counter it. They themselves could pick something like Pango if they wanted to put Mickey on the Mars, but I think that's a little bit too telling for this stage of the game. I think you want to save your core for the next pick.
It feels like this is where Liquid would usually pick up like their Tiny or something, but I think with the rise of Clockwork, that might also be, be in their sights right now, thinking about, hey, we've got that opportunity. Or even like another save, like a Shadow Demon is something they've gone towards, but Dark Willow here, the combo with Mars is just always spectacular.
Yeah, this is a save for you. It's not, straightforward the way that Avenge Swap is, but covering your carry with Terrorize is pretty massive in the early mid-game before BKBs come out. Like Enigma 2, if he's going for this Wraith pack, like Blink Dagger, just to even try and get to use his spells. He's not going to have his BKB for quite some time, and Dark Willow is going to be really effective. So it's offensive and defensive. It's a really nice support. He's been gaining traction recently.
Great in the lane as well with the Mars. Oh, hello, Team Secret.
Hey, Puppy.
The Puppy Centaur.
Yeah.
I know previously up against ITB, it looks solid.
I'm actually a fan. I'm genuinely a fan. If Centaur swerves into being a Pos 5 hero, I'm actually not against it.
10 seconds remaining.
I really liked how it looked on Puppy.
He was pretty greedy with it. I mean, he went Tranquils, Glimmer Cape, then got the Blink a little bit later on. He was helped out by the fact he got a Philosopher's Stone. So we'll see if that comes into play. But yeah, it did look incredibly solid. And with multiple forms of initiation, they've got what you were talking about, that kind of back and forth. You're baiting a Team Liquid to maybe expend teamfight spells or save people from the Snowball, the Blink Stomp, even a static link from Razor now as Team Secret grab him.
10 seconds remaining.
It's nice to pick stuff with mobility of some form. So like Morphling into Razor is not bad. We've seen PA a bit in the past with that ability to blink out. We've seen overwhelming damage as a response to Razor, so Sven would be a carry that would work really well in the lane versus Enigma with that cleave, and as well provide you with the damage to not care about the link. We've seen, they could pick something like, what's these? They could go for that Gyrocopter and go for something that just has range and doesn't want to get super close up and personal.
And they could go for the Lina here though, right?
Lina? For just mid?
For Team Liquid, just to put it mid, yeah?
Yeah, I'd be down for that as well, if they wanna save the Matu hero for last. You see your off lane and you see your carry matchup, so like in my head it makes sense to pick the carry, but if you think that you just want Matu to be this overall super win condition and you think Lina is solid enough for your lineup, I'm super down for it. I'm down for that.
Nice. There's the gyro. Call for it and it comes. I was thinking
they just like this against Enigma.
It's like Lina's such a solid mid lane hero. It's like, who contends with her? You've got 2 bans to cover her.
Yeah.
But I guess, favoring this gyro against that Enigma with the Wave of Terror to kill Eidolons off. Can potentially struggle against Razor going into mid game. And depending on what we see from him, just getting a static link onto Gyro definitely can make him suffer with Stampede, Snowball, and Blinks from these 3 utility initiation heroes that Secret started with. We've even seen Blink Razors, to jump on the Gyro and static link him.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing, and then because that's when I started thinking about other matchups with Razor, like the Lina, where if he gets on top of Lina, it doesn't really matter because the damage that she does just puts him off of her. But I think for Gyro that isn't quite the case because he's sort of this hybrid carry doing a lot of
10
magic damage
seconds
as well as
remaining.
physical damage. I'm not sure he does enough to dissuade Razor, especially if he's
5
able to get
seconds
a halberd and stuff like that on top of things.
Team secrets turn to
That could be
battle.
like the perfect answer to this vengeful spirit where Razor is causing such an issue for your gyrocopter that you have to swap him out or swap the Razor away, and that gives you space for your Enigma to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to end up with here? With 4 bans, all of them going to be mid lane heroes.
10
The pools are
seconds
shrinking
remaining.
for both Mickey and Nisha, but
5
what are you
seconds
thinking?
remaining.
You mentioned the Pango earlier. Is
I
that
was gonna
still
say I'm still
something?
keen on that, yeah.
Okay.
I think Puck is a secret as well if they want it. Just because like they don't have any instant lockdown to deal with him. It's very much I think he can phase shift and get away with a lot. I think the only problem is any mobility hero mid is gonna have a little bit of a struggle with Dark Willow. Oh, goodbye Puck.
Yeah, bye-bye, Puck.
Yeah, like all these spirits and stuff, they really hate playing into Dark Willow. The Brambles are really obnoxious, especially when you get the shard.
And what's happened to Batrider these past few games? He's just completely ignored.
I don't know. I guess Zai is the one that
10 seconds
usually
remaining.
plays it on Liquid, so maybe Mickey is just like not feeling it,
Hmm.
and that's why Liquid don't want to play it. But
Yeah, wanting to put him on one of these mixed damage heroes, rather.
Yeah, Nisha doesn't really play it either, so I guess that's just why. You hear who has to pick first? Secret.
Now, are either of these teams, lacking any
Team secrets
any tower push or
turn to
anything? Because it seems like they've got lanes and team fight completely covered already.
Yeah. Damn, all my first pick mids are gone. They took out Nisha, Invoker, they took out the Pango, Puck is gone, the Quop's gone. These are all like just the best mid heroes that both teams have been playing.
But did you want Pango for Liquid or did you want Pango for Secret?
I wanted it for Secret.
Okay. Batrider. There he
Yeah.
is, finally at the very end.
And now Lina, it looks like the best option maybe, although she can die, she's vulnerable mid.
Ember
But it is something-
that some players have been using a little bit against Bat.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
but they've been feeding too.
Hmm.
I've really hated Ember
Slog.
every single time I've seen it.
Slog.
Honestly, maybe. He was one of those heroes I was thinking about when I talked about the
Now
mobility.
select your
Ooh.
heroes.
Well, he's got a bit of mobility. Heavenly Jump. I've seen
Oh,
it a
this
couple
was-
of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is what Liquid picked against Entity when they played with the Batrider. They picked Zeus, and I think they won mid. Bat died at 5 minutes as well. So I think Liquid have a pretty clear idea of how they want to play into the Batrider.
And Liquid are very good at rotating into towards mid as well, right? Willow and Venge both offering stuns and control, able to utilize Zeus's damage early on and maybe shut down Nisha here. But Team Secret with some really strong lanes of their own. Razor, Centaur, Tusk with that Enigma. You've got tag team Eidolons. There's a lot going on here in game 2 between Liquid and Secret. Of course, Liquid 1 game up in this best of 3, heading down that lower bracket towards the grand final where Entity await them. Are you leaning one way or the other? After an hour-long game, do you think that's getting to either of these teams? Like Secret with 2 hour-long games in a
So
row.
say
in
we
fact.
get to Secret more. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning more towards the potential for Secret here. Just, I feel like they have pretty strong lanes, and Gyro for me is a carry that, without an IO, he can sometimes falter and struggle a little bit. The lane should probably be fine, but you're still getting your range creeps denied pretty consistently by the Enigma. I guess the ganking as well from Batrider, like that's more scary for me, right? Zeus is going to have that level 6 pressure, but his TP responses and stuff are a lot more limited than what a Bat can do. If Bat is
Yeah.
able to farm mid, not die, and have a good game, get those boosts of travel, and gonna maybe ride a lot on how involved Matu can get on his gyro. Maybe if he can swing mid,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Zai's item build as well. Maybe we'll see this. We've already started to see the shift back towards Blink Dagger, away from that BKB rush to give you more teamfight initiation and that surprise catch, which teams are opting for. But here's hoping for another hour-long game. It's not.
No.
It's not in my predictions anymore. There's there's no guess the timer on it. Production's also saying, please.
I should have stepped in to say no.
I want tier 5 items. That's all I want.
Ah.
That's what my dream is.
Okay, stay coping. I can't handle another one. Why us? Give them to OD Pixel.
A bit of a change up in the warding here as well. Like looking at the bot lane, that's kind of interesting. Early Radiant Observer Ward, very deep. Actually saw Liquid come down here and place theirs.
So lane, it's Puppey and Razor Centaur versus Mars Bullet. That is curious. I feel like there's no real threat of an early rotation from the support. Maybe that's what they think will happen. They think they're going to tri-lane them, and that's what they're looking for. We want to see if Insania will join bot and look for that kill on Chrysalis to give Zai a really good start. I'm not sure.
No, definitely curious.
Battle begins.
Secret going to start with 4 heroes bottom. Yeah, the Radiant side bounty runes quite easily. Even pinging the high ground. Maybe thinking that they know there's an observer ward there. And we'll get our lane set up. As we will shift Zai down bottom. So they see the Mars down there. They know that he's going to be laning with the Boxy Dark Willow. So Chrysalis and Puppey, they can stick it in this bottom lane.
This Centaur's going to be a little bit of an annoyance with the amount of health and tankiness and HP regen. You know, 8 health regen, and this is without even chowing down on a Tango. He's going to be able to literally just click Zai and make his life a misery. Chrysalis also, like, the more levels he gets, 2 points in Static Link. It's going to be really annoying, because Zai and Boxy, the way they want to play is being able to put down this Brambles and do a lot of damage that way. Kind of look to just combine their spells while Zai always going to want to be able to get that spear off on Chrysalis. But if Puppey's up in his face and they're both going on him, Puppey could be the one that tanks that spear. Lets Chrysalis like keep sticking on him.
Yeah, definitely feels like the more interesting lane with all the tools they've got. Like already we saw the lane split. Puppey was battling with Zai, now focusing on chipping away at Boxy's regen early on. In the Zai Mars forces the God's Rebuke, so there is no Centaur Stomp. There's also Chrysalis draining damage from the Willow early, not focusing on the first like 2 last hits, and came back to the wave under tower to secure some.
Do you want to overhype something?
Go for it.
Oh my god! Mickey! Zeus 6 denies at 1.5 minutes! He's owning this mid! There's no way of comeback! Whoa!
Good job! Exceptionally done. Chrysalis
Liquid and diving top, holy moly.
God, yeah they are. Finish him off. And Rezo's pretty low here, gonna have to get those tangos going. Yeah, it's a big dire creep wave. They're trying to make sure that Rezo doesn't have the easy CS. Zai's trying to lap it up. Well, down at bottom, Chrysalis being forced back, Rezo being stunned top. In secret, if they don't get these last hits and the experience up here, they're dragging the wave all to a tier 2, but then there's a wave on their tier 1 doing some damage already.
Usually you tower as an offlaner here when the carries are just standing in between. You can't do it because you're so low health, and it's way too risky. The kill threat is so high. That was massively high level.
Zai's trying to get a bit of damage on Matu there to force them back. This is why we see this Gyro Avenge lane really is one of the answers to the Enigma lanes. Yeah, okay, you're dragging wave, you're denying creeps. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. Play aggressively with the stuns from Homing Missile and Magic Missile. You've got plenty.
It's genuinely such a good... Of the 2 creeps that Enigma denies, it means the wave is going to double up and push in. So you're just abusing that by using the strength of your wave to go under the tower, and they can't fight into it because there's so many creeps. Right? They're just going to take too much damage. You're going to aggro all of them if you try and squat up. It's just not something you can do. So yeah, really, really nice play. And they're playing this lane super well. Really.
Say goodbye to your Eidolons. We gone again. Down at bottom. We're going to play by Boxy there. It's just whittling away at Chrysalis. As soon as they see Puppey come back in, they don't want to continue brawling. And mid is kind of evened out a little bit better for Nisha. 14-1, yeah, it's 18-9 for Mickey. He's definitely doing very well in this mid lane. Not allowing those sticky napalms to stack up. Always falling back to reset.
Every deny counts. Being able to make sure Nisha reaches his level 6 later, or any kill threat later, just gonna be useful for him. I think bot lane, they know Puppey's not there. No, they're not gonna be able to go. Zai's very happy as long as this lane is in front of his tower. Just for him, whenever you're playing into Razor, like Razor wants the space in the lane to chase up the entire like lane with it and stuff. But not giving that to him, keeping this equilibrium so far up, it just makes the Liquid boys very happy, very safe.
Yeah, then even the threat to spear someone through Brambles under tower. If Chrysalis does ever find himself out of position, that is an opportunity for Liquid to exploit. Yeah, Puppey doing a very good job though, zoning away Boxy and Zai, get Chrysalis healed up and drag the wave to a position of safety in front of his tier 1 at least now.
It does feel like everyone really wants the supports to stay in the side lanes. I'm wondering if there will even be a lot of rotations for the power runes. Because the war runes are going completely ignored, because in the top lane, you know, use Matsu, suddenly he's at risk of dying because the lane is always going to be pushing back towards Rezo's tower. I think Insania and Matsu have shown their willingness to go extremely aggressively onto Rezo. If Zayats leaves, that could potentially leave a kill threat there.
Of course.
Rather than again, this bot lane, they really want to just try and harass Chrysalis and get him down as much as they can.
And they're bullying, but Boxy into the Shadow Realm away from that final hit from Razor, and the Stomp not landing on the Willow. Trying to get a bit more damage onto Zai. Attempting the body blocks, the spear away. Plasma Field doesn't land because of it. Puppey still aiming for this kill, but very tanky Mars going to bring a salve out to himself as well. Well, top lane is a homing missile and the potential for a magic one. And Sari doesn't launch it, just forcing them back while that creep wave does meet the tier 1 for Matu to farm. I also want to point out that Mickey going for Arcane Boots 1, delaying his bottle. He's not going for any of these runes, right? Because he's scared of Batrider chasing him. He just wants to sit by his tower, zapping creeps and denying when they come into his tier 1 range.
He's happy mid, for sure. The fact that he hasn't died, the fact he's free farming, all these denies, he's a happy boy.
Zai, God's Rebuke. Pushes Chrysalis back, trying to get himself through the brambles. The maze set there by Boxy. Even going to go up to the Shadow Realm for another touch. And they've actually put
playing
them...
life on the edge. Ugh.
Yeah, like Zai's playing on 100 HP this past 2 minutes. Chrysalis and Puppey also looking a little worse for wear, while back into mid. Zai's rotated, dodges the Thunder God's Wrath though. He has murder here with a lasso onto Mickey, but still dying. And Mickey, oh my god, he survived! 3 stacks of Sticky with a Flame Break on him. He will tick down in the end. Not even Insane's rotation can survive through so much damage from the Batrider.
That dodge was sick, but getting away as well. Sorry, but nearly getting away as well. Would have been so good for him, but luckily beneath the kill.
He missed the spear this time, so the full link, and Puppey wrapped in behind him. Might even unlock a kill on Boxy here. There's a Courier and the Dark Willow to pick off, but he's going to take 2 hits to take him down, and they can't close the gap. And now Mickey arrives. DP rotation back in. Chrysalis has that stick, and he's got raindrops as well. So yeah, Mickey realizing not one they can keep chasing for. While up in the top jungle, Insania TPing away from Bat. They just like, flick your eyes from one lane to another as Nisha steals the stack from Liquid.
Oh geez, that's a big stack as well. They did this last time they played the Venge Gyro, just making sure Venge like going to the camps and stacks them with Wave of Terror and trying to make sure that there's a backup plan for Matu when they finish laning. Having that stolen is pretty massive. Both teams have put the ward down there, so they know what's going on.
And pretty perfect time to steal stacks as well. 7 minutes in, you've got neutral items there. 2 of them for Nisha. Holds onto a Tumbler's Talk. Liquid even looking for the vision, which isn't even there from Secret. This is all a bit of breathing room for resolution. Yes, his Eidolons are going to die, but he's getting much more out of this lane now the Venge has started to rotate around. Zayas is forcing it. Snowball into Insania. But Mickey joins up with his captain. An onslaught of magic damage. They'll take down Zayat's tusk. Zayat's tusk? There.
Zayat tusk.
Oh, an arcane rune for Mickey as well. Chase off the Nisha. Gets off his Firefly, but stunned up now. Lassos into Dark Willow. Thunder God's Wrath isn't enough to kill off the Bat, and Mickey's the one being turned around on. Puppey came in at the perfect time to allow the Batrider to give on chase with the Flame Break. They finish him off, and Puppey doesn't even die.
He doesn't die, and Nisha is now very close to his boost of travel. It's only 8 minutes, and he has a full wand of bottle, boots, and windlace, and about to finish that boost of travel. That is pretty big for him, and it also means that so much more threat on the map. You're looking at Resolution, who is level 6. He's not skilled up his Black Hole, but if he can get it at level 7 and match with this boost of travel timing, right, then suddenly it's like, okay, now there's actually threat in the lane. Now you have to be really scared of this Enigma. Maybe you can even bring another support up top, look to get a kill with that boost of travel rotation and take the top tower, because they want to take this tower. right now, Rezo's really being pushed off the lane by Gyrocopter, but it looks like, yeah, they're just going to TP straight top, even without these boots to travel. And is he going to farm the camp? Oh, there's a stack for him, and that should be his travels. And then they can look to start converting that into some kills.
And then on the other side of the map, Liquid saw Crystallis's courier coming down bot. I think they've got a good idea. If they scan on the tower, they'll know the Razor is trapped down here. Zai, no breaking. Matsumoto shows his face on the tier 1, and there's the dire scan. Can they find him in time? The arena, but not fast enough with the spear. Couldn't see the Razor. And Crystallis already out of there. Very quickly swings towards mid and then runs top.
Don't get the kill, but you secure the tower, so it's alright. Not the worst, even though you're sad to use arena like that. Both teams should just take these towers.
And then you've got Boxy, leeching a bit of experience mid. Bringing Sanya in here. But a DD rune grabbed by Nisha's back. Yeah, traveling up towards top.
Nisha is, even though he can't get like a kill right now, because everyone's playing sort of together and in these safe spaces, he's taking the jungle away from Liquid. Like, them taking bot towers is sort of their solution to this. They're even gonna just try and get these creeps if they can, but nah, Nisha steals it all.
It's all his.
Yeah, taking bot and focusing on that, definitely part of the solution. It means it gives Matu and Zai sort of the space to play around here, and then when the arena comes up, they can go mid with it if they want to look for a kill.
Yeah, they have an overwhelming amount of damage, right? With cooldown, all this magic damage out of Gyro. Zeus has his ulti back up again as well. So inside the arena, Secret could get picked off, especially since Boxy is about to hit level 6 now. Will get snowball towards, throws down the brambles, gets into Shadow Realm. Mickey, he fell back just a little bit too far. Maybe could have had a turnaround onto Zions there. At the very least, they keep Boxy alive. Top jungle fully controlled by Secret, though. Like I've been saying, Revolution. He's now got his black hole. Now his Vlad's coming.
On getting 6 now on their supports.
And Sanya holding out that top wave. Liquid under a lot of Secret vision, though. There's this wall of wards from top jungle down towards the Ancients area. Now, Secret can see a lot, but I'm not sure they caught this smoke from Boxy and Zai. They're not playing into vision of their own, so it is a bit blind heading into that bottom jungle. When Poppy and Zayat show mid, they'll be like, okay, 2 supports there must be cores nearby farming jungle camps. And they walk into an empty camp now as well, so they've got a very good idea that someone was just here.
They could look to fight around mid. If they have Mickey's near. I think they just want to play around this ward.
Got it.
It just shows on it. He's playing really carefully. I think he knows what's up as well, because at this point you haven't been showing on your Mars for like at least a minute.
Fine Poppy. He's a very tanky fella, though. A lot of map damage comes his way. 4 Liquid heroes. Centaurs, no matchup against the numbers they bring.
Did they smoke onto that Radiant ward on the triangle? I actually didn't see where they smoked.
I think they were a little deeper. I think they were closer to like the more northeastern ward spot. So I'm pretty sure that they weren't spotted.
Wow.
It's just a good read from Nisha there. Understanding that, like you said, they've not showed Mars. There's something not quite right. But a good take on that tier 1 from Liquid. And this is all map space in that bottom jungle for them now, so they can just play down here. Zayats gets away from the maze. Nisha coming across, though. Arena required. Zayats in on top of the Zai Mars. The Terrorize then pushing the bat back into the side of this arena, but the Thunder God's Wrath not quite enough. They can't finish him off, and Boxy, left to his own devices, zapped down by Crystallis.
And Nisha's tanky. They used Thunder God's Wrath to terrorize the Bedlam and getting that spear into the wall and fearing him into the wall. And all of that together was not enough. Jesus Christ, that is pretty rough. That's pretty much all your spells. Tells you that you need to commit maybe a couple more heroes into your fights. I guess for Liquid right now, your Mars is looking towards getting a Blink Dagger next. Not going for that BKB rush. You want to try and outpace what Secret are doing, because you look at Enigma, he's got this Vlad's and you know, he's not going to get a BKB anytime. So you can definitely take some really good fights with a Blink on Mars if Zai is able to farm that.
Secret looking to try and regain a bit of control down here. Did get the D ward. Liquid had placed down a little earlier. It feels like they're in this waiting mode. Waiting for Rezo to get his items. Waiting for Chrysalis to get this BKB. So it feels like they'll have a bit of a passive time while Batrider's the chaos creator. He is that tempo setter that wants to be playing with Zayat's Tusk smoked up towards the top jungle. They're going to come in contact with Mickey Zeus, it looks like. A quick Firefly, but an even quicker Heavenly Jump gets the distance out of that Tumbler's toy range that Nisha was trying to utilize. And now they're pinging out top, saying, hey, Matu and Insania, they're up here by their tier 2. If they press out any further, could find a catch.
I genuinely feel a little bit of frustration there. I mean, maybe they can get Sean Puffy here.
Terrorize.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think they're playing pretty nicely on Liquid, because Gyro always just has Vent behind him.
Not this time. Venge in front of him. He'll take the gank though. Stampede with the lasso, trying to drag Insania away. I'll secure that kill.
Yeah, like this is the fruits of your pressure. You ran twice now into this jungle trying to look for Matu, and you just keep getting kind of. There's nothing you can really do. I mean, Matu's showing pop, but Venge is right behind him. You try and go on him, he gets that swap. You try and smoke into him, Venge is breaking that smoke. Insania is just playing right now, knowing that Matu is the one at the most threat, playing in that top jungle, which is ideally want to be playing.
Puppy might have stepped forward a little bit too far. Steppy, up he goes, down he goes. Yeah, those ramps and staircases. Not where he wants to be, and they will get the black hole onto Zai. He's going to be taken down here by the wall rats. Matu and Boxy were looking to latch onto the remnants of that fight, but not quite speedy enough to cross into that Radiant jungle.
It's like their goals so far have been to look for the bigger goals, like the Zeus and the Gyro, these carries, because Zai is going for a utility build. But they're settling in the end for using Black Hole on him, for getting what they can, because I feel like Zai has been making some kind of illegal movement with how much he's farming bot side of the map. Especially when Boxy's kind of rotating away and leaving him alone there.
That's why I was a little worried about how passive they are being on Secret. You know, waiting for these items, waiting for Enigma and the Razor to feel ready and feel strong. You know, quite often we see, I'm going to bring it up again, the LGD effect, where they know that they're strong and they can take these surprise fights where they smoke and they find a catch, or they force a team fight around key objectives without their items even. But in this kind of game, I think Secret probably have it right. You know, you can't fight into Arena, Thunder God's Wrath, into the Dark Willow. There's just so much team fight here from Team Liquid. You need these items to actually feel comfortable.
Blink on Zai, can go smoke.
Time to go.
And it's really good to do it now if you can, because Bat is just about to finish his BKB, which is when Secret will want to make a move. They're finishing BKB soon on Razor as well. They're finishing Blink on Tusk soon. They're 1,000 gold from Blink on Enigma. Puppy any second now. Like right now is probably the weakest that Secret will be for the next 5 minutes. Have Terrorize up. You can make a move if you want. You've taken that mid and bot tower though, so you don't have a true objective to go for. You're not strong enough to do Roche right now. Really, it feels like Liquid is just trying to farm up Matu as strong as they can until he feels like he's strong enough to take a fight. If you can get a pick off or a small little skirmish with the Arena and Terrorize, I mean that's a win, but
and they're holding on to this tier 1 as well. No launch pad for Secret to get into enemy ancients. Control Roshan either. And Mickey just sits in his creep waves over and over again. Yeah. It's all your push.
Exactly. Liquid had to commit 5 heroes and get a pick-off just to take mid tower. That's kind of the only way they can. Like, both teams struggle to just sit and siege things.
That's the result of Chen and DP and all these being banned early days in the draft. Not having your hands on those objective takers. But here comes Liquid. Get him Scepter up on Matu. Arena Blink ready for Zai. They scan forward and that might just clip onto the Razor here as he moves towards his Ancients. It's close, they get the high ground vision, they see him now. Chrysalis, an easy pick off, the carry dead for Team Secret. And they're quickly moving back up to top. Nisha has shown on the wave. And they might have a good idea that here Zayat has gone lurking back through the jungle. And so Liquid actually start on the rush themselves. Well, this is Secret's time. BKB back, smoked up with Puppy. Zayat's in with a Walrus Punch, aiming on to mid-K Zeus. Are they trying to get him away here with a swap back and a heavily jump, but the lasso still comes in from Nisha. Midnight Ball's down on the ground as Boxy terrorizes back one. But Liquid struggling to really finish anyone off here. Finally, Puppy dies to the barrage of Matu. Zai spearing away Zayat inside this pit, but Zai dead there as well.
Not done great. Hoping for better.
And Nisha grabs a triple kill in the end. Actually, gap closes onto Insania, who looked like he might have actually slipped away from them. A Secret, they position themselves in the pit, but yeah, I don't know, taking towers and killing Roshan, not really adept at doing so.
Gyro without BKB is not quite strong enough to do it. I think Secret are being a little risky here by trying to force the Rosh in return. I really don't think they have the damage to do it. So they should back off, but yeah, that fight was pretty good both ways. They forced a swap out on the lasso, but it didn't really stop him from just still being in there, dealing a lot of damage with the BKB. It was nice just from Willow to focus down on Rezo, not let him get in with that black hole, but he has a Blink Dagger now. The last fight is going to be much different to the next. This time he can actually take a better angle to try and get in there, because yeah, otherwise it was just trying to walk in and do that. They didn't really combine their spells, like getting that arena fear, the fear being used only on Rezo. It was not super ideal in both cases.
It was like frantic and wonky. It was a good reveal from Zayat, right? And it's that surprise factor where Tusk is suddenly blinking into the middle of 4 heroes punching one of you, and you have this fight or flight moment. Like, hang on, wait, do we stand and kill him? Do we run? Are we afraid of a bat coming?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Anisha now. Blink BKB. Shan pinged down by Secret. They're going back in here, and they've got tag team and a decent amount of damage from Eidolons. And Resolution will bring in. It's not the fastest one, that's for sure.
They have all the spells. Liquid need to understand this is happening. It's happening so slowly. Only a Centaur showing on one wave. They're just moving a lot. It really feels like they actually just don't expect Secret to take it.
I'll scan.
Man, Secret scanning high ground. Well, that scan scare them. The scan turns red and they're afraid. It's only Insania that's clipped it. But they're going to smoke in and try and wrap around behind them. High ground ward, they'll see the Venge. Immediate 2-man blink straight onto Insania. Kill off the Venge. Maybe now Liquid realizing Roshan is a absolute potential here for Secret to just walk back in the pit.
Yeah. Go on Venge is the team for Secret. Every single fight. If you kill him, it doesn't matter. The black hole can cover the rest. That's how you can kill the carry.
Nisha finding the dark root there as Roshan dies. Aegis claimed. Black hole in. Rezo sees Zai inside the arena. Stopping any follow through from Liquid here and losing one by one. Venge has bought back for this, but there's no way for Liquid to re-enter the fight, even with that BKB arriving on Gyro.
Let us fight.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Really just felt like they
attack.
weren't sure if Secret had the damage to do Roche. Because Mate was going bot without TP, like it was on cooldown. So it was so hard for him to connect with the team and be ready. They just weren't ready. They weren't counter-smoking, they weren't looking to poke and find out. They didn't commit like a Zeus ult just to check for vision. It's not their way at all. I know Liquid are looking for a fight where they can start with this arena and spear. They want to just keep the Venge back, and who's just going to deal damage with Flak. But for Secret, yeah, finding Venge and starting like that as they did. Their number one way in.
Winning that waiting game, right? They were waiting for 20 minutes, and now they come up with this Blink Enigma, the BKE's up, Razor's ready to go. It's really a pivotal time for Secret here to turn this 6k advantage into meaningful objectives. In tier 1s, mid and bottom still standing. Tier 2 top being pressured a little bit there. Nisha just shoving out the wave, falling back to farm the jungle. But it's always interesting to see teams fight back into Aegis. Liquid still with majority of their arsenal ready. Arena coming back off cooldown in a second, in fact, so they all have the green lights ready to go.
Yeah, they didn't even hesitate. I guess there's no black hole, right? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because then it makes it easier. Insania, it's just the blink lasso that you have to be worried about.
Yeah.
Why force Secret back down bottom?
Well, Secret can be very aggressive when they have black hole coming back up, but it feels like with lasso, you always have that opportunity to steal someone away if you can catch them by surprise.
Oh, Zayat's Anisha. Smoke breaks, high ground vision. Dark Willow into the Shadow Realm. Snowball forward, trying to chase onto Matu here. They'll kill off Boxy quickly. The punch finding Gyro, but he's got BKB in the backup of Zeus. Swap around as Matu saved by Insania as Zai goes in. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there, but it's still going to get a couple of kills. Poppy and Zayat both trapped inside that Colosseum of Zai. And Nisha is back in with the last. So he was able to hold it and still has his BKB, so he's straight onto Zai's Mars. BKB's up and doing an awful amount of damage to that Mars. Crystallis, Aegis, third hand, of course. And it feels like Liquid being dragged back and forth in this awkward team fight. Spending all their ultis, getting a couple of support kills. I mean, Secret feeling decent about this.
That was pretty awkward. The Willow breaking the smoke is pretty best case for them, just because of the Shadow Realm not being able to just get killed instantly off at the task, forcing him a bit out of position. They did get much BKB though, and Batrider holding on to this arcane. This game is just super weird. It feels like so many little prods and stuff. There's never been these grand team fights breaking out. It's all little bits at a time. This Black Hole's about to come back on Secret, so they can use this right now to look for kills. Maybe they want to use it. What they could go into the triangle, take that area if they want. They can leave a ward in this bot jungle and then just play towards top. Maybe look to start pressuring that tier 2 tower with the Enigma Eidolons and stuff.
Yeah, and let's not forget that was a two-man smoke, right? Tusk and Batrider were the two heroes to go forward and start a team fight into the middle of 5 of Liquid and still come out with a decent trade. And on the side of the map where Liquid are trying. Now, Liquid spend all of their team fight ultis, 4 kills, but not able to transition that into an objective or really move forward. You're still trapped on your side of the map. And now Nisha's playing top into Dire Jungle, forcing Liquid again just to retreat, get back to their base. They're using this Aegis so very, very well. They're not committing any real key items or spells. Like Nisha held that BKB lasso till the very end of that previous fight. And while this is happening, Crystallis, he was looking a bit worse for wear in terms of farm, but he's caught up tremendously.
Looks like they'll just try and take this bot tower and just open up the map as much as they can, remove a lot of TP points for Liquid. Liquid have been playing very just passive. It feels like they got this blink on Zai but weren't really able to make the dream happen. So now they're just sort of relying on Matu to be their win condition. They want him to get more damage, and then they will do their best job to try and pull down for him. As long as they can save Matu with this swap, it's kind of the most important thing. But in a bunch of different fights now, we've seen the Razor linking. Matu has pulled out a swap. The Bat using Glass has pulled out a swap. So we talked about it in the drop, but they have many ways to force this spell to give space for Resolution to also have a free team fight. And he's got a BKB coming now on the courier.
Be patient. That is the only rule Rezo has to follow. Just wait for swap. And then you can land these big black holes.
Just for Secret, if they can push into an area, ward it, and take that, I think it's very hard for Liquid to threaten it. Because they're playing into fog, and they don't really start a fight if they start with a Zeus ult where they see everyone, and then it's just really difficult. Because Zai has to see everyone, blink in, use Arena, or a Spear, and it gives a lot of time for them to just pop their BKBs.
What are Liquid up to now? Waiting behind their tier 2. All 5 of them up together. It feels like they're converging for a smoke or start a team fight. You see Poppy, but he gets on there. Centaur starts it. In comes Zayas, punching Zai around. Miles down to about half HP as they kill off the Centaur at that initiation. But look at this. They've actually caught up the Gyro. Drag it back. Where's the swap? Where's the save? Matu gets his BKB off. As Zayas and Nisha do get blown up. A double kill from a top man. They trapped him in the arena. Zai comes back in. Round 2 of the fight. Kills him off.
That's one way. It's just they went for that spear that missed, and then Secret just kind of committed in and didn't take down Matu in time. I guess I underestimated how tanky he was. With just BKB Axe, they weren't able to combine damage as Secret.
There was no Rezo. He was bottom right corner. Look at him. He's farming bot wave. Poppy jumped in, and you're 4v5. I mean, Liquid, they had the numbers Enigma showed, so they could go for this.
Radiant's top
And
tower
Rezo has such a
is under
long
attack.
walk up here. E-Blade saving Gyro there from the Razor right clicks that could potentially have come. And that is perfectly placed arena in the end from Zai.
Okay, well I guess that's not as bad then. I kind of thought that went terribly for Secret and they had everyone ready. And I was like thinking, okay, how did they kind of mess this up? Like, did they accidentally lasso away from Rezo, or you know, what happened? But really, he just wasn't there. So I think now they need to just kind of clear up their comms on how they want to take a fight. Maybe it was just they weren't expecting to get gone on mid or something, and I don't know. It's just a little messy. It's messy, and it's something you can fix. That's the most important thing. Rezo's playing with the team now.
I want to jump on Boxy. Cape and Shadowrun can only keep you alive so long. And the potential for Roshan to respawn is here, as well as a DD rune for Chrysalis. But the long spawn, that's what's dragging these games out, Sheepo. We're getting 3-minute spawns on every Roshan.
Yeah.
Secret, ready for tier 2 though. Zaya's probably in position to blink initiate onto Mickey, and there it is with the War's Punch Centaur Stomp. Combo in, but the swap back out. Insane buys time, but Rezo, he's moving forward. There's BKB up to straight up black hole onto the Tourman. Chrysalis with the damage he's got. The onslaught comes, and Zai, defensive arena to try and spear back that Razor. While Liquid buyback on the Zeus, but he's blown up. He comes back in and dies immediately. Nice double damage rune for Chrysalis.
Dire's middle tower.
Huge impact for Team Secret as they can even consider having a bit of a poke to high ground here. There's no arena, there's no Zeus for 60 seconds, there's no Gyro for 45.
This response to this Venge in the draft was so smart. Honestly, really good draft. I mean, you just see, like, Venge just feels so pressured. He has to use the swap, and at that point, I also actually really love the synergy between like with the Centaur being able to have Rezo fight whoever he wants, not relying on Blink to always catch up to this Gyrocopter from Black Hole. I mean, their team fight execution is just really, really easy. And it's kind of similar to Game 1 as well. Whilst they weren't able to close out the game, their execution is very simple here. Just force out, swap either with the Link or with the Lasso, and then Rezo is just free to Black Hole Gyrocopter, and they have no way to cancel it. You need some, I don't know, miracle, like, basher on Mars and use a God's Rebuke to cancel. I don't freaking... It's so hard for them. They need to get the perfect initiation with Link. I don't even think they can rely on Arena. I think they have to start with a spear on someone.
Yeah, displace them, send them back. We even see, you know, this Blink, War's Punch, Snowball, War Stomp from Centaur. There's also a lot of tools from the supports of Team Secret to force the swap as well. Getting chain disabled just by these two jumping in, and they're not showing, they're not committing with the other 3 cores either.
Matu's doing more than enough damage, so he just needs people to be locked down for him in front.
Chrysalis going to drain a bit of damage from an illusion. As Liquid, they were posturing around Roche. 20 seconds to go, though. Let's see Puppy. Rebuke, but no spear. Zai misses his opportunity. A stampede allows Puppy to get away. And now Boxy, yeah, he's going to have to Shadow Realm and Glimmer Cape. Secret, they're gunning for you.
They just struggle to initiate because one of your supports is, like, both your supports actually are backlining. You want this arena and to terrorize. You want Venge to always be there to save Matu. It's so hard. Everything relies on Zai, and it's really difficult when Secret have so many ways to start a fight. Chrysalis being able to just run in, Bat being able to blink, Lasso, Tusk being able to blink punch, Puppy being able to blink.
Oh God! Zai so quick with his blink, and Zai misses another initiation. They'll see that so Roshan's alive, but yeah, no flame to the player. It is so difficult. He's right. The weight of the world is on his shoulders right now as this Mars.
Oh, Gary, he's feeling it. I would be feeling it. It's, and you're doing it into fog as well. You have to, like, split-second react as soon as you see someone, but then they also have the reaction because they see you, and that's when they get their blink or their.
And now Boxy getting punched up. Shadow on PP, 100 HP remains, and the snowball to the creeps. Oh, Zayas, he's so clever. Gets the stun on the way through. And now you're down hero for 40 seconds with Roshan live.
Dire's bottom tower.
They're just showing how versatile they are at initiating.
Way back in though. The blink, the spear. Zayas and Zai trading places. And the Mars feel the pain. There is a DD bottom, and maybe if Matu goes and gets his hands on that, there's a chance for Liquid, but they're down the Mars for 60 seconds. That means Roshan belongs to Team Secret.
Secret doing a really, really good job of just... I mean, it's... I don't want to say it's easy. Any game is not easy. It is always hard, but just the amount of ways they have to access these fights, to catch people, to pull people away, to stun people. Like, they have so many stuns again. We see the strength in just being able to go on anyone and have even more, like, reserve ways to fight. Yeah, we initiate with a punch or whatever, but if you walk up on Gyro, Chrysalis has no problem running in with a Stag Link, and you have to always play and be aware and afraid of this, or a black hole that might come out at any moment, and then if you try and turn on us, we have the Centaur run. We're just gonna run the opposite way, and we don't care at all. Or if you try to run, we're just gonna chase after you. They're limiting so many options with how many tools that they have on Radiant. For Liquid at this point, it's gonna take a miracle, and it does rely so heavily on just landing a spear.
I might get a little leeway here once Matu gets his rapier. And that is a be all and end all of team fight damage, and he's got it queued up.
Yeah. I think Zai is itemizing really well right now. I was thinking that how can they kind of supplement this lack of initiation, and a Hex is the first thing that comes to mind, but I was thinking about who would buy it, and it seems really hard for someone like Mickey to buy it on Zeus, so Zai's gonna go for one instead. It is a shame though, because it also means if Secret are ever able to kill Zai to start a fight, pretty much every single, I don't know, way to stun and control people is gone.
Yeah, all of your team fight, initiation, disruption, everything. It's on Zai. Secret, they prep themselves. Try and cut out these waves. Hold Liquid back in their base. Liquid, they are shuffling out, trying to find some D-walls and a bit of space for themselves. So very difficult though. Very bold, fearlessly just moves into jungle.
Such a 4p1. You just have to buy everything you can to keep Matu alive. If this is how you're going to play, where you're not looking to scale on a hero like Mars with a Deso or something, he's going for Lotus, you're going for Hex, you need more Hexes, more Lotuses, 4-star Glimmercapes, things that will keep Matu alive. Vlads, yeah, anything you can, live and be your number one, and then battle and hold your high ground and let Secret come to you, because that's how you play these types of games, where you have to make, like, the enemy needs to make a mistake or overcommit, or try and go all in on your one hero, and that's when the 4P comes in play and they protect you. Right, and that's it. You're looking for some, maybe swap back into the base, but then
Matu, force that, lasso, drag him, but no swap. Insania gets him back to safety. The third desires now, the Thunder God's round, Insania has died to the back and the back. The jump onto the gyro though, forced his BKB out. Chrysalis straight in there with a static link, and in comes Resolution. The black hole to potentially just win the game. Catches the two big cores, and down goes the Timberman. No buyback on the gyro up his side. He's trying to kill off Rezo, but struggling. Chrysalis grabs the double kills, Mickey falls deeper in the base, and Secret, they swoop through. A triple from Razor. They catch them trying to push out the bottom wave. 5 down, only one with buyback. And Liquid's base now in disarray.
What can you do? I mean, I'm coping for them, trying to come up with ways to defend and bring back this game, but let's be real, this is Secret owning you with a better drop, stronger game, 25k up now, and they have way too many ways to start and fight. The execution on top of that, fantastic. That punch from Zayat into the 4-star to get him out of position to get that lasso. Yeah, the swap range was enough, but what a cool play mechanically, just trying to make sure they break the range of this Venge, and so they can't save the gyro. I mean,
it was Zayat's force, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I thought as well. I was like, hang on, who's forced the gyro here? But it's Zayat. Yeah, you're right. Punching and forcing him to allow Nisha that second wave of initiation. It's just mega creeps coming soon, eh? They're on tier 3 top. 2 lanes down already. And Liquid are respawning. Secret holding Aegis for 1 minute on Crystal. Liquid with one more chance to go, but the link initiation from Puppey, finding Boxy, and Nisha's there with a lasso on Zeus, dragging straight through into Zayas' punch. The Brawler comes out on top as Matu and Zai will get an arena down with a call down on top, but the snowball turnaround play from Puppey and Zayas, counteracted by the fear. Great terrorize from Boxy to clear through a couple of kills, and in the back, Nisha is speared up against the side of the map, caught out in the brambles, and Liquid, we've seen this happen before. The comeback is a potential opportunity here for them as they defend that final lane of barracks.
How about at what cost? I mean, let's see. We still got buybacks on Gyro and stuff, but maybe Secret they're just getting a little bit ahead of themselves, not taking the win and sort of resetting, maybe feeling like they were just strong enough to make moves like that. They're gonna respawn here. They're still gonna be much stronger. They have that black hole coming off cooldown as well as Razor has his refresher. Very powerful team right now. And yeah, I mean, all these decisions are having to come out on Liquid. Your Zeus is getting laptoed in, and it's kind of like, well, we can't swap him. We have to save it for Matu. And you see there when he gets his little meaty claws on you, he is doing a lot of goddamn damage. He is coming pretty close to his rapier, which could be the one thing to get them back into it. Again, you just have to consider how these team fights are going to play out. Let's say they get the lasso onto him.
It's all in.
And they swap. Then there might be that follow-up from Rezo.
Yeah, I mean, in those last two team fights, I think Crystal has picked up like $2 grand. Gyro in the last team fight got 1,500, so a lot of money flowing into the pockets of the carries. And Liquid, 2 lanes of barracks down. They've managed to contend with this before. They're not newbies defending up against these super creeps and coming back for moments like this, but you're right, it is still a struggle against Black Hole, against the tempo that Secret have been setting in these games.
You know what's actually really cool as well? Secret don't even have to think about Black Hole as the ultimate be-all end-all of their team fights, because he has a Lincolns now, which means that he can get in there with BKB Black Hole multiple people, and the most the bench can do is just swap Matu out of it. The rest will die.
Absolutely right. And that's what Secret are looking for right now. Puppey shows on the wave mid, and Liquid, they all migrate back to their base. Line drawn to push out top. Secret in a really good spot here, though. They've got base vision. They've got the catch on the Zeus. Nisha taking a lot of damage from that right click of the Gyro, but look at Rezo! The perfect black hole! Catches them, but Matu turns. Satanic's up. He's got this rapier doing serious damage, but so is Chrysalis. Shredding through the gyrocopter, cracking away at him. And Liquid now with no Gyro, no rapier. Secret looking to close it out. Chasing towards Nikkei's Zeus. They've killed the remaining 4. Chrysalis, he's not going to dive fountain for it though. He goes for the buildings. Gets the rapier, picks it up. Zai blinks in. The static links out here though, and Chrysalis turning and destroying the Mars. The Greek and Roman gods cannot stand against the electric power of Razor. And Boxy is going to get caught out with a flame break in the plasma field. Slow to a crawl, and an ultra kill for Chrysalis. And there's your GG. Game 3 incoming.
What a god Rezo is.
Team Secret victory.
Team Secret striking back. 45k net worth lead at the end of that match. 42 minutes it took, but it felt like, even though Liquid have shown they can come back from worse, a foregone conclusion.